So my people, there you have it. A very, very wonderful presentation by the Prime Minister and his team. And also, ladies and gentlemen, the date have finally been announced. So nomination day will be on the 18th of August in the year of our Lord 2025. And election day will be the 3rd of September in the year of our Lord 2025. So ladies and gentlemen, Parliament have been dissolved. So I'm encouraging those of you who really want the Prime Minister to continue his wonderful work that he has been doing for the 3rd consecutive term. Go out and encourage your neighbor to come out and vote. Talk to people, because sometimes people need persons to explain to them, because some persons, it's not like they don't want to vote, but they don't really understand certain things. So you take time out and you explain to your neighbor and encourage them to come and exercise their constitutional right to vote. And ladies and gentlemen, one other thing I must encourage you not to do not intimidate anybody. If you don't support a particular candidate, it's okay. There's no crime in that. Let us not develop the type of mindset like we're intimidating people or we are demanding that people should vote for this or should vote for that. Because there have to be a loser and there must be a winner. And one other thing that I must say to you, ladies and gentlemen, a vote for the MP is a vote for the Prime Minister. So if you really support the Prime Minister and you really like the work that he has been doing, and so far, ladies and gentlemen, I have listened to both sides, and let me tell you this, I'm not being hypocritical here. I would vote for the Jamaica Labour Party a million times. Why? Because their policies are better. Their policies, ladies and gentlemen, are better to steer the country forward. Because I listen to some of the policies that the People's National Party are coming in with, though I can't wait to hear their manifesto. And I believe they have some good ideas, but they also have some terrible ideas. Like when they are planning to write off student loan for teachers and all of these stuff. When they do that, ladies and gentlemen, they are forgetting one thing, that the Student Loan Bureau is a revolving loan. Every time a person borrow, they have to pay so that somebody else can get money to borrow from the student loan to continue their education. When they decide that they're going to write it off, ladies and gentlemen, they are definitely going to bankrupt the Student Loan Bureau. So when your children now want to go to university or whatever, they won't be able to afford it, because they won't be able to get any loan from the Student Loan Bureau because the PNP have bankrupted. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we have enjoyed 9 years of no new taxes simply because taxes is not the way to get your country out of debt, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot just want to take from the poor and enlarge the pocket of the rich, because that's what the People's National Party was doing, ladies and gentlemen. They were severely taxing the poor. And who are the persons that were benefiting from our taxes? They are the leaders of the People's National Party and their friends. They are the ones that used to benefited, ladies and gentlemen, from the high taxation. Ladies and gentlemen, and look into this. The Prime Minister's salary, when it was suggested that his salary should increase, persons start run and start spreading all sorts of lies that the Prime Minister's salary has increased, and how many persons haven't gotten any increase on their salary. The Prime Minister did not take it. It still remains at $9 million per year, ladies and gentlemen. But the opposition leader, Mark Golding, accepted his. And what is he doing with it? We don't know, ladies and gentlemen, because Under the previous PNP administration, he got a lot of sweetheart deals. He was one of those that benefited from the misfortune of many businesses, because many businesses collapsed under the People's National Party. How many businesses you hear collapse under this current administration? Name it, name it. I may not be able to remember, but tell me, remind me, which business collapsed under this administration? The Andrew Holness-led administration. Which company you hear shut down under Andrew Holness administration? So ladies and gentlemen, vote for the party that believes in spreading the wealth, not just taking from the poor, and so that the rich can be richer and the poor poorer. Ladies and gentlemen, vote for the party that is fixing up your roads, that is removing the zinc fences from your community so that your community can look good. Vote for the party that is cutting crime. They are always saying that the Prime Minister is going around and cutting ribbons. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just ribbons the Prime Minister have been going around cutting. He has been cutting poverty. He has been cutting crime. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been cutting a lot of things that I can't remember right now due to the shortness of this podcast. That if I begin to talk, I would need more than one podcast. I would need a longer podcast to talk about what the Prime Minister has been reducing. He has been cutting the country's debt. I forget to mention that. So ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I do not believe that the People's National Party is the better choice at this time, because we don't want to derail the progress that Jamaica have gained over the 9 years since 2016. We don't want to derail that, because I listen to the People's National Party and their policies will derail it. Ladies and gentlemen, it will set us right back to where we were before 2016. And there are many, many more things I hear that the Jamaica Labour Party are planning to do. And ladies and gentlemen, the only way to find out if they are going to do it or don't do it is to give them an exterm. Let them finish the work that they have started. We rather work with the government who made promises and keep them. They may not be perfect in keeping all their promises, but most of the promises they kept. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not the party who believe. The Jamaica Labour Party is not the party who believe in, giving special favor to one particular set of people and don't give any favor to the other. I rather this political party that if he's going to give something to one, he give it to all. That's how the Prime Minister works, ladies and gentlemen. And many persons misunderstand how the Prime Minister do things. He doesn't just give one particular group favor. He gives favor to everyone across the board. And that's why the People's National Party don't like him. So they try to spread lies and propaganda to confuse the people. And you know lies, ladies and gentlemen, when you spread it long enough and often enough, persons are going to start to believe it. Don't believe the lies that they are going around telling you. On September 3, ladies and gentlemen, you want your country to grow? You want your country to continue, cutting things like crime, cutting poverty, cutting debts and all of these things. Stick with the government that is doing it. Don't stick with the government that is making unrealistic promises. That's going to cost Jamaica. It's going to cost Jamaica a lot if those promises were to be kept, ladies and gentlemen. So, on election day, talk to your neighbor, encourage your neighbor, sit down, reason with them, show them why they should vote, and bring them out to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. Ladies and gentlemen, a vote for the MPs that the Jamaica Labour Party present out there to you is a vote for the Prime Minister, is the first Prime Minister I ever hear people in the diaspora saying that they want to come home and vote for. It means that the Prime Minister's reputation is very, very good internationally. Ladies and gentlemen,